Hey everybody, I'm Soozie and this is Soozie Stuff. If you love fun, easy, affordable DIYs, you're in the right place. Let's take a look at what's happening in today's episode. It's Scrapwood Spring DIYs. I'll be using some scrapwood that was given to me, thanks Donna, and some Dollar Tree calendars and stencils. And speaking of stencils, look at what I purchased from Amazon. I was so excited about all these designs, and they are perfect for any time of the year. And there are some farmhouse pieces in there and all kinds of other ones, and I'll have them all linked down below. Also on the list is inspiration that I hope I bring to you in each episode. And thanks for always watching, subscribing, and commenting. And I'm ready to craft. And if you're new to my channel, let me introduce myself. Hey everybody, I'm Soozie and this is Soozie Stuff. Welcome to station KDIY Channel 146. I'm so happy you're here. I would love it if you'd click and subscribe and then click the bell to be notified when I upload a new episode. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up or even a comment. So don't touch that dial. Let's go make some stuff. And to start us off with this scrapwood episode, I've got a Dollar Tree calendar bloom board. And before I start, I wanted to show you I made this last year out of one of the little easel stands from Dollar Tree, the little word, and I have it in my craft room all the time to help me keep inspired for you guys and each other. So I have this calendar from this year, and I'm going to use that word bloom, and there's my scrap piece of wood. I love it. I love that size and that shape. And also, if you can't find any of your own scrap wood like that, Dollar Tree has pieces that they now have so that you can use them. But I encourage you to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or places like that to see what you can find, because you can always find some gems and treasures in there. So I just cut out the word bloom, and I'm gonna just use my little glue stick there and get it right stuck on there. And if you notice, I am posting this on a Sunday because my voice is crazy, and I apologize for that. I just could not talk yesterday. But anyway, I'm gonna add some of this burlap, not burlap, what do you call it? Buffalo check ribbon on the ends. And then I love these fabric roses. They're burlap roses. And so all I'm going to do is just cut it down a little bit so that they stand up really nice on the board. One of my subscribers said that she couldn't find these, and since it's springtime and they are stocking up on all the spring items, hopefully they'll be available for you. And I found them over there by all the wreaths and like the nautical rope and stuff like that. So keep your eye out on these. I've only seen these two colors. It's like little pinkish rosish color, and then the natural burlap. I just love them, so I hope that you're able to find them. Could probably make them, just kind of fold it up and roll it up. But look how this board turned out. I love it. It's just so simple and easy, and look what scrapboard can inspire you to do. I hope I've inspired you with this first scrapboard DIY. And our next DIY is called Vacancy Nest. And I have my hot tea and lemon and honey right by my side. Okay, I'm starting out with this little candle holder, and there's my little piece of scrap wood, a little square. And this is a wood piece from Hobby Lobby. It's regular $1.99, and I got it half price. So that is a great deal. And here's the fun part. If you live down in South Texas, where I am from, you have these little moth growths that I guess are on oak trees or so. I don't even know what you call them, but we see them all over the place. North Texas doesn't really have them, or I've never seen them there. But this one fell off my tree in the backyard, and I just had to make it into a nest. So you'll see that here in just a little bit. And now I'm going to use my wonderful white shoe polish that I get at Dollar Tree. I've used it many times before, and I love it, love it, love it for small projects. It's so easy, and I can't say enough about it. It comes in black and brown as well. I'll be using some of the brown later on. But I did have to pull out my paintbrush to get in some of those little areas on that candlestick just to smooth it all out. And I gave it 2 coats. And now let's take this piece of moss, and do you see that? A little spider came out of it. So be careful of critters that might come out of things that you get in the backyard. But I shook it all out afterwards. So anyway, I'm giving it a little trim to sit up on top of our little pedestal there. And yeah, made a little mess, but it was so cute. Look at that. It's like a perfect little nest. And of course, if you don't have this, what could you use? The moss from Dollar Tree, the Spanish moss. So I left a stick in it thinking I was going to do something else with it, but it did give me an idea, and you'll see that here in a minute. All I do is just hot glue this right on the stand, which I already hot glued the little scrap wood piece to the stand as well. So now it's ready to go for the next step. So that little stick that was sticking out made me think of, hey, I'm going to put a sign up for my little birds. And I have this little wren that lives in the backyard, and she is already, her and her husband, I see them both out there. I have this little bird house, and they build a nest every year, and they're already starting to create their nest back in there, and they're putting pieces and things in there. It's so cute. I love that it's by one of my windows so that I can watch them. And so I wanted to put up a sign on theirs that said vacancy. And I didn't really want to put on eggs. I just used these little moss pebbles from Dollar Tree. And just, you know, when they do want to come in and live here, they can take those out and put their own eggs in. But this is how it turned out. I just love it. It's so cute. And you can put it by all of your birds. And I just have it up on my shelf right now as we get ready to move on into spring. Vacancy. All right, these next 3 DIYs are going to have fun with some stencils. And this one is called the Farm Stencil Board. Okay, so first off, I'm using this scrap piece of wood here that I have, and these are the stencils from Amazon, and I just love them. They're so pretty and very intricately cut and inexpensive. I got that whole set for $10, and so I was really pleased with that. So I did use my white shoe polish to color the background or color the board, and now I'm going in with some chalk paint and using a sponge brush here. Now, I've learned some tips along the way. This is not perfect. It's pretty good. I will say I didn't even tape it down. So I'm like, it's okay. So I get my little Sharpie and, you know, kind of tidy up some of the lines. And then I do go back in with some paint. And then I went to bed that night, and I was like, I don't know. Is that really that good to show? And, you know, I think it is, because I want to show you some things that I learned, and you probably or may not know some of the tips and tricks about stenciling, but I'm certainly going to share what I found out with you. And I need to put that on my resolution list that I made back in January. More stenciling tips and tricks. So anyway, I think it came out super cute, and I just added some of this colored raffia on there with a cute little bow. And this is perfect for your kitchen, I think, or any other place that you have some of your farmhouse things. I did sand it down a little bit, and you're going to see in my next DIY how I found some things that will make it even better. I can't wait to share with you. But this one turned out pretty well. I hope you love it too. Just a scrap piece of wood. Love it. All right, get ready for this DIY because I make a Hobby Lobby run and this is my welcome stencil board. So I went to bed that night and I'm like, I watched some YouTube videos and I found something that is going to help me. So I got in my car. It was rainy and cold, but I didn't care. I got to Hobby Lobby and I found this spray adhesive. And yes, it was $10. I was like, but it will last forever. And what it does is you spray the back of your stencil and it keeps it all sticky. Now, the one that I saw on YouTube was called Pixie Spray, and that was the one that most crafters use and love the best. So I did have to order it from Amazon. It won't be until next week, but I certainly will be using that for sure. But this one right here worked great. So while I was in there though, I did find a couple of bargains that I have to share with you really quick. They had some Valentine things on sale and this was 90 off. Can you believe this little garland was $25? And yeah, I got it for $2.50. And so I got these little wood dowels. We're going to do something with that next week. I also wanted to share how I keep my stencils in this, though they have these large Ziploc bags at Dollar Tree, and this is another set that I'd gotten. They come with so many in there, so I do believe it is worth the money. And this is my scrap piece of wood. So let's get started on this. I was going to use this one, but I changed my mind and use the welcome one. So you're going to see this one for a second. Also at Dollar Tree, I found in the school supply area these little cool stickers. They're kind of 3D-ish, and I thought they would be cool for like a little faux wood bead piece. So I put those across the top, and then I'm going to paint the board. And I just gave my board a couple of coats of the white paint. Now here comes the transfer spray. Do not spray it inside of your house. It is bad. And I did in my craft room because I just was so excited. Don't do it. Go outside. But you spray it on there and it becomes tacky, but not enough to where it will stay on your piece so that you can press it on. And then you don't even have to use any tape, but it really works well with those little intricate pieces. Now, I will say when I reveal this in just a second, it still did not come out perfect because my wood is not smooth. And when the surface is very rough, it's not going to come out perfect. So I was so excited. I had such hopes, and it did come out better than I thought. I was excited, but I noticed that my wood was not very smooth, and one of the crafters, and I can't believe I don't know which one it was, but yeah, she's like, make sure you kind of use more smooth surfaces to use this. But I did go back in and sort of clean up some of the edges, but I was so pleased at using this spray adhesive stuff. And then I just kind of go back in and give this some weathered look and some dimension, and I sand it down, and I just love how this welcome sign turned out. I am loving stencils. And I also love using wire for the hanger. And I just kind of curl it on the top and get that secured back in there. So while I'm doing that, if you have any more tips for me about, stenciling and stuff, I would love to hear from you. I love learning about these things, and I love stencils. And so I'm so excited to find that spray adhesive, and I cannot wait till the Pixie Spray comes in. I think this worked out really well, but you're going to see in my next DIY how it really came out so pretty on my next project. I'm so excited. So I hope you love this welcome sign. I think it's perfect for spring. And for my very last project today is called my Coffee Bar Stencil Board. I'm so excited. Okay, so I started out with a very smooth piece of wood. Now, this is not a scrap piece of wood. This is a little bitty cutting board from Dollar Tree. I know you've seen them. And I've got 2 of the little coffee bar stencils. Again, I sprayed this outside this time, and I put it on my board. I'm not going to color the board or paint the board. I like it the natural color. And I'm using this acrylic paint that's called Chocolate Bar, which is kind of funny because I'm making a coffee bar sign. And these little makeup sponge brushes. Or sponges. And so I put this on there, I let it dry, and I put 2 coats on, and let's see how it comes out. I am so excited. I'll let it dry. Here it is dry. And I'm like, okay, please be good. And it came out beautiful. Ta-da! The only thing is I see a little mistake there. I didn't even notice it when I was doing it right underneath bar there. So one of the other tips that I found is when you're using these stencils and you don't want to, have those lines showing. This one lady said take a toothpick, but I had a skewer, and just dip your paint in there and touch up those little lines that stencils have. Some people like them, some people don't. I like them okay, but on some things I don't. It just depends on what I'm using it for and the design. And then this is the other one that I made on another board. It says, but first coffee. It turned out great, but I was so excited. I was screaming. I was like, yes. But look at the butt. It was not, the bee did not turn out. I don't know what happened there, but I did try to fix it. It came out a little chunky, but I love it. It's great. I learned a lot from this whole process. And I hope that you can find some of that spray adhesive or order some on Amazon. Again, I'll link it down below. And I just put a little touch on there of my favorite ribbon and a little twine. So here you go for your coffee bar or by your coffee pot, wherever you would like. You could also seal it with some clear seal adhesive or whatever. But I just love how these both turned out. And yeah, I love stencils, and I'm so excited to share more with what I've learned. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY with my stencils. Let's have some coffee. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for putting up with my voice. I need to go rest it now, and I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope I've inspired you because those are some fun projects that I know that you can make. So I'll see you next time on Soozie's Stuff, KDIY Channel 146. Bye, everybody.